And then I think I'll put my vest on because it'll probably be a little chilly once I get going. It's warming up fast though, but just to make sure I don't get chilled en route, I'll put this on right now. Put the collar up to protect my neck a little bit. A lot of smoke on the motor in the morning. I don't know what that's about. We'll go pull the anchor and get underway. Pretty muddy bottom here today, or that we've anchored in yesterday. I'm expecting the anchor to be a little dirty, but we'll clean it up as it comes aboard. Beautiful day. Thank you, Lord, for the sunshine, the blue sky, calm seas. I pray that the anchorage tonight will be a safe one, that it'll have enough depth or proper depth to anchor. It looks like it could be shallow, but we won't know until we get there. Looks like it's going to come up right away. Not too much dirt, at least no more than expected. I think we're set, folks. We're ready to go. We'll leave the bow door closed, but the window is open. Let it cool off in here a little bit. I think I'll grab my sunglasses. Not sure how bright it's going to be, but it might be nice to have these glasses. Underway at 8:20. Beautiful day. We'll mosey out a little bit slow because although I didn't see any reefs, you just never know. Coming in, we didn't see any, and on satellite, I didn't see any. Satellite turns out to be more helpful than anything on this trip because you can see the shallow areas. With just the marine charts, it just isn't accurate enough to know what you got. It gives you a ballpark idea, but to be honest with you, Nipigon didn't have any charts, depth charts, and I had less trouble up there than here. I never struck a rock up there. Part of that is because you end up trusting your charts, and then the charts are wrong. We'll film just going out, and then I'll turn you off and start you up when we get closer to our destination. We're up about 8.5, 9 feet now, so pretty much what we saw coming in. Well, mosquitoes started bothering me a little bit again last night. I didn't hesitate. I went ahead and put some DEET on my face and hands. I could sleep, and that worked. You know, the interesting thing is both yesterday and today I woke up and there really wasn't many mosquitoes around in the cabin, but I don't know. I know the stuff doesn't kill critters, kill the mosquitoes, so not sure what that's about, but it helped me sleep. That's what counts. Well, we're going roughly eight miles, I think it was, yeah. Group of ducks there straight ahead, another one on the right, or two on the right. There's been more wildlife in this particular anchorage than I've seen the whole trip, which is interesting because it's even closer to town. You'd think that you would see more out in the wilder areas, but that didn't turn out to be the case. It might have been just a chance thing, you know, that just sometimes you see things and sometimes you don't. And but this anchorage also has a really good habitat for moose in particular, ducks, fish. So I saw a bald eagle last night. That was the second adult I've seen. I think I've seen a couple of immatures. There they go. They finally took off, all of them. The ones on the right, though, well, no, they just went a short distance. I guess I'm going slow enough. They're not ready to take a run for it. Well, there they took off. They had enough playing around. Coming out, we're up around 16 feet already, so we're doing good. We got an early start today. So if the winds stay down, I'm going to plan to take a shower once I get established up at the other anchorage. Tonight is our last anchorage for the trip, so I hope it's a good one. There goes a loon. The other thing is I've seen more loons. There goes a bunch of loons. 5 loons. Must be a family. More loons than I've seen the whole trip too. I mean, everything has been kind of quadrupled in this little anchorage. So it's kind of nice. We'll step it up a little bit, and I think we'll turn you off here for a while and pick you up when we get to the next destination. So let's go find an anchorage. En route, I ran her up to full RPM, try to burn some carbon out. I think I was getting a little bit carboned up, running at about half throttle all the time. This anchorage I'm hoping will be good for overnight. It's our last anchorage, as I said before. En route, I ran her up to full RPM, try to burn some carbon out. I think I was getting a little bit carboned up, running at about half throttle all the time. So this anchorage I'm hoping will be good for overnight. It's our last anchorage, as I said before. Because I can't trust these charts, I don't know what the depth will be. I'm just hoping I can get behind this point enough on our right to be protected from any wind that might come up during the night. Winds aren't supposed to be strong, so I'm not too concerned. You never know. Got surprised that one time on the cliff when we had the 50-mile-an-hour straight line winds. So thunderstorms build up, you can get some pretty violent winds in a hurry. We'll see. Coming up to 30 feet or so. We'll go in a ways, hopefully, and we can find the depths we're looking for. I'm looking for about 8 to 10 feet, if at all possible. Haven't seen a boat this morning, so our total of boats on this trip, I've only seen 3 boats. 2 of them were small aluminocraft or aluminum fishing boats, about 16 feet. Yesterday I saw one that was a little more of a runabout out fishing. Not too much larger, just more of a fancy rig. That's it. 3 boats, the whole trip. Amazing. This looks like it'll be a really good anchorage if the depths hold up. We'll just slowly curve around here and get in behind the point. 20 feet. So far we're looking good. The chart says about 4 to 6, so as I've said before, it's not accurate. Another loon. All of a sudden I'm seeing a lot of loons. Point on the right. We'll go down in here and get as deep as we can. Just looking at shoreline, it looks like it should be fine, but and what I'm seeing on the bottom looks good too. So 15 feet. We'll slow down a little bit. Looks like a little bit of a sand beach. Not enough to go in, but we're still at 14 feet. That's good. We're right well behind the point now. So I can see some lily pads coming up. That indicates shallower depths. So we'll just watch it closely here. 12 feet. I don't want to really get into the lily pads, so we'll try to stop short of the lily pads. 63, I can swim here. 64, amazing. All right, we got about 10 feet, we're gonna call it, and we'll put the anchor down. Looks like good mud bottom. I'll let the boat drift backwards here a little bit. Anchors down, let it drift back 10 feet. We'll put out 70 feet. I don't need that much with this weather, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, there's 30 feet. Let it tension a little bit here and bring the boat back around. And there's 40 feet. And I must have went back by my marker because I already got 70 feet there now. So we'll put it right on the 70-foot mark. Well, folks, we're here. Last anchorage of the trip. Weather is fair. Couldn't ask for better. And our anchorage is nice and flat-bottomed, mud. Great place to spend the last night. Don't expect to see any critters, but who knows? Could be a black bear come up, show up at the last minute. Never too late to see another critter. Back it off, set the anchor. And we'll set the anchor alarm. There we are, we're pretty much lined up, motor straight. All right, there we are, swung. To be safe, it's the last one. Let's go up and check, make sure it's still holding. I don't expect it to slip, but you never know. I've had to reset 3 times before. No vibration. And it looks like it's holding, just looking at the stuff on the side of the boat. We're good to go. So the question is, do I swim or do I set up the shower? Hard to know. All right, folks, we're here. Life's good. It's been a great trip. We thank the Lord for it. The fair weather overall, you know, we've had safe anchorages. The one storm that we had there with the 50 mile an hour straight line winds, the Lord gave me a good anchorage that protected me from it. I almost thought I was going to have to move because of the violent rolling of the boat, but didn't have to do that. That was the only time that we had kind of a risky situation. Otherwise, the anchorages have been safe. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've dragged anchor at least once, had to move because of gust of wind, pulled the anchor out. I have had a couple of anchorages where I had to reset the anchor 2 or 3 times because of the bottom was so poor, just muck, soft muck. But for the most part, you know, we've had very good anchorages, good weather. I have to be sorry to say that I haven't wet a line. I could do that here, I guess, just to say that I fished once. But I just not heavy-duty fisherman. There's just been too many other things going on. It wasn't up to it. Last night I was going to fish. I had the tackle out, ready to go, dip net and everything. And then, but we were waiting for that moose to come back and try to get some better photography or closer up shots of that moose, but never came back. And then I went kayaking. I just wanted to go around the little bay there, and so I didn't get around to fishing. Here's, you know, I'm in a spot here though that looks like it could be good for northerns. So I may, with the extra time here, I'm here early. What is it right now? Just coming up on 10 o'clock. Got pretty full day or long day here to do some fishing if I want to. Nothing more to say. I'm gonna just try to start putting things away. That's why I have to debate whether to take a shower or not, or swim. Be nice to swim actually. And well, now it's saying 63 degrees, but that's pretty decent. I might swim just because I like to swim. Anyway, it looks like we ran out of film on that one, or battery out of the Osmo. I just heard it shut down. All right, we'll turn you off. Good evening, folks. We're in the last anchorage of the trip. It's been a very good trip. The weather has been reasonably favorable really for the whole trip. There's been some rain, yes, but not anything that would have set me back. I think the most serious incident was the straight line winds that day that we had, the 50-mile-an-hour winds. Threw debris all over the boat and rocked and rolled it pretty violently, even though I was in a sheltered area. That was about the only serious event, I think. We've had good weather, and right here at the end, the finish has been really good. You can see behind me it's calm as can be, but it's also very hot. I've already swam twice today. For a change, water temperature is up to, I think the last I checked was 68. It might even be higher than that now. The sun's been beating down pretty hard all day, and I think the temperature in the air is about 85 here, although the official temperature I think was 77, but I'm not sure where that reporting station is. It may be a long ways from here. It's a Thunder Bay district. I don't know if that means Thunder Bay or if it means someplace in the local area. Whatever the case is, it's hot, and I've been in twice. I'm going to go a third time before nightfall here, trying to be cooled off before I have to jump into bed here this evening. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we're going to get out of here probably, well, I'll be up at 5, and I'm hoping to be at the dock maybe as early as 7:30. I don't know how early, 7:30, 8. We're only about 3 miles away, so it won't take long. I'm trying to do as much tonight to get things wrapped up so that I don't have to do too much after pullout. It took me 3 hours to set up coming in, but I added the solar panels on the aft bimini, and that takes more time, and taking them down is quicker than putting them up. I would guess I won't take a full 3 hours this time, but it takes at least 2, and probably 2.5 is not unreasonable. The plan is to get into Grand Marais and have dinner with the folks there in Grand Marais at 5:30 in the evening, so I think that's possible. And I just can't express how grateful I am that the weather's been favorable for these last few days. Coming back this stretch, there's a lot more open water, not as many anchorages that are protected. So to have favorable winds and conditions just makes it that much easier. Tomorrow morning, it should be about 6-mile-an-hour wind, so going into the docks shouldn't be an issue unless the wind is not as forecast. The drive to Grand Marais should be straightforward. The highways are good, other than a construction going south into the town of Nipigon. Now that sun's going to be in my eyes. I'm going to stop the tape for a bit. Yeah, look, cloud blocked the sun there temporarily, so we'll talk quickly here before it comes back out. There's not much more to say anyway. I'm going to try to hit the sack early, get ready to go, have breakfast, and be in at the docks, like I said, around 7:38, and go from there. And we'll probably try to get you an update tomorrow evening after I get into Grand Marais, let you know what happened, how the trip went, how the load went. I'll try to put video up eventually, but I'll do some video of the loading tomorrow as well. So, like I said, I'm going to go in for another third swim here to cool off before it gets too late, but I'm waiting for that sun to get down a little bit. It's still about 87 in the cabin. That's pretty hot. I'm not going to be able to sleep, and so I need to get it cooled off real quick. So I think the last minute swim would help with that. That'll be coming up, and we will talk to you hopefully tomorrow. Have a good evening.